that's right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, it's me. I'm finally here. I'm having kind of a slow morning here this morning. Some days, like that 5-year-old said, do you have to do it every day? Actually, I love doing this show. I just don't I have a killer headache right now. So we're going to be on the air here for a little bit. Hope you're okay. Penny has been trying to figure out what's wrong with me this morning. She's like, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you feeling good? Anyways. I think I'll be okay in a little bit. Anyways, let's pump up the volume, What do we got going on this morning? Let's, I don't know what I got going on. I'm without my brain. Where did I leave my brain? Oh, by the way, did you happen to get that test from SLED about the Amber Alert yesterday? That came across kind of got things going here, didn't it? Sure did. So that's a. I really don't have my telephone. My mind is not here with me. That's part of the problem here today. All right. Well, let's see what we've got for. Okay, let's see what we have here to to talk about while we are waiting for Ann to find her mind here this morning. What have we got going on? Well, the weather out there is, right here in Greenwood, is overcast and about 59 degrees outside. We're supposed to get warm today, about 81 degrees. Air quality is moderate. I don't know. This pollen and everything is a little bit too much. I used to have a green van out there. Now it's turned yellow. Yep, and for all of you that keep washing your car, it's not going to make it. It may run set off for a little while, but not for very long. All right, so what have we got? Tomorrow. Oh, what's this say? Okay, I'm reading a different weather source here. March 27th, tomorrow. We're supposed to have a high of 86, a low of 50, and plentiful sunshine on our shoulders. Saturday is supposed to be a high of 64 and a low of 39. Well, of course it is. Sunday's supposed to be a high of 68 and a low of 50, and Monday pumping it back up into 75 and a low of 55. All of this plentiful sunshine. I'll tell you one thing we sure could use. We could use a little rain to wash a lot of this pollen away. And for everybody that is suffering from allergies, I feel your pain. It says moderate air quality. Air quality is acceptable. However, unusually sensitive people should consider reducing outdoor activities. Well, I don't think you have to be unusually sensitive. But anyways, some pollutants, there may be moderate health concern for a very small number of people who are unusually sensitive to air pollution. So we've got, of course, the pollen is still going wild out there. That is for sure. So it's best if you have any issues at all. And then don't leave your doors open, because if you leave the doors open or the windows open, guess what? That stuff is coming in your house. Yep, there you go. All right, well, that's a little bit as far as that goes. What else is going on today? Oh, let me flip over here to some of my news sources here. Hope that tomorrow we are going to down to Columbia to the fairgrounds to the Palmetto Classic sportsman show. That is going to be, I think, a lot of fun. We're going to see the dock dogs, the dogs that go flying off the docks and how far they can go and everything. That's going to be kind of cool. I think there's just so much that is really exciting that is going on. They've got a huge aquarium. I can't remember how big it is, but a huge aquarium they're bringing in there. I mean, this is the Palmetto Classic. It's the biggie. But also, we're going to be doing that, looking at the displays, and I'll be going live. If you follow me on Facebook, I'll be going live during the day. We'll be down there just doing little hits, live hits of it, and then I'm going to do some videos to bring back and post too. So lots of information, and hopefully you may decide that you want to go down there because it really is a cool show. So we'll be doing that, and then we're also going to go and check out the South Carolina America 250 exhibit. You know, one of the things I didn't know about South Carolina was how many battles and how much grit South Carolina had. We were fighters. And we keep on fighting. Yes, but we were fighters. And for that standpoint, a lot of people had the flowery language and all this kind of stuff and talked about the revolution, but we actually fought the battles. And so for that, I think we should be proud and we should know more about our history. So for that, I just wanted to mention that. This political stuff is getting pretty wild, and it hasn't even, we don't even know who all the players are. We did find out that, what's his name, Billy Webster yesterday did sign up on the Democratic side. He is going to be running for the governor. He's another candidate on the Democratic side. So that is something that I think people thought was going to do. You may remember earlier in the week I was talking about, what was I talking about? Oh, that this Jermaine Johnson is also running for the governor of South Carolina on the Democratic side. And the powers that be wanted him to step down and let Billy Webster handle the nomination on the Democratic side. And he says, no, not going to do it. So kudos to him. I think that this is going to make this such an interesting race. If you like politics, or if you like to see the back and forth and how they do things, I think it is pretty darn cool. But William M. Billy Webster IV of Greenville, South Carolina, filed paperwork on yesterday to seek the Democrat gubernatorial nomination, like the announcement of fellow multi-millionaire Rom Reddy 2 weeks ago. News of Webster's impending candidacy was swirling all over. And he wrote on his newly launched social media, "Don't talk, just do." I think you just should have said, just do it. But that would be copying, somebody else. But anyways, those 4 words have been a guiding light to my life. Don't talk, just do. So his whole life, this has been his guiding light. And now I'll lead you as your next governor, doing the work on behalf of South Carolina families. Now, who is Billy Webster? He goes by Billy Webster. He's a member of the former President Bill Clinton's transition team. He was also chief of staff to former South Carolina Governor Richard W. Riley. And he was both during his latter tenure as the Palmetto State's chief executive and during his time as Secretary of Education under Clinton. Webster was also Clinton's director of scheduling during his first term in office. So he knows his way around a political campaign. Let's just put it that way. After leaving the Clinton administration, he was one of the co-founders of Advance America, a payday lending company purchased in 2012 for $780 million by Grupo Electra, a company owned by Mexican billionaire Ricardo Salinas Pliego. I might have butchered that. As we noted in our original coverage of his political aspirations, Advance America was frequently accused of running afoul of consumer protection laws. And so in May of 2012, the company agreed to pay $18.75 million to more than 140,000 North Carolinian consumers in the wake of a class action lawsuit. So Webster has said that having a payday alternative is a cheaper, more transparent alternative to traditional banking, which solved a real problem for working families. That was always his opinion on his payday lending. You know, payday lending is constantly under a lot of scrutiny and under looking at whether they are doing right, treating people right, etc. So he says in his bio, that he was one of the good guys. Billy fought to get the industry regulated, passing consumer protection laws in 30 states because he believes if you're going to be in business, you do it the right way. He says he's an independent-minded businessman. He wants to fix the infrastructure, protect the unique spaces that make this state great, and stand up for the farmers and families who are getting squeezed out. Says his platform, he will increase access to affordable and quality health care. Hold on a second. There we go. Says he will increase affordable quality health care, take on insurance companies, putting profit over patients, and ensure every rural community has access to the care they deserve. He will make sure every student in South Carolina gets the education they deserve. Not the minimally adequate education our state constitution promises, but a real one. Those are very lofty goals. So for the Democratic side, at this moment, although they do still have till Monday at noon, we have Jermaine Johnson, State Representative Jermaine Johnson of Hopkins, South Carolina, wealthy trial lawyer Mullins McLeod of Charleston, South Carolina. They have both submitted their paperwork, so even Mullins McLeod is in the race, as well as Billy Webster. So there you go. That is who is in it. McLeod's candidacy, the South Carolina Democratic Party, formally called on him to exit the race after he used the N-word during an unhinged, profanity-laced rant in Charleston in the back of a patrol car last year. He has declined to leave the race, choosing instead to gaslight his critics and blame the media for sensationalizing his behavior. No, they were not sensationalizing your behavior. They have it on camera. In today's world, people really don't stand a chance. Let me just tell you this. You do not stand a chance. If you do something really bad, it's going to get out there and somebody will have recorded it. I've got mixed feelings as far as the cameras and everything. But one thing for sure, if you do something stupid, you do something bad, guess what? People are going to know about it. That's what I have to say. So there you go. That's a word to the wise. Don't do anything stupid. Try to be good. I was what was I watching for a little bit? Oh, I think I watched Waters last night for a few minutes, and Kat Timpf was on there, and they were talking about all the stupid things that these young people say down on the beach, like they didn't know that we were at war, that they don't know who some of the major players are, and Kat Timpf was saying some of them were talking about just getting drunk, being on the beach, doing normal stupid things that college students do. She said, do them now because you'll never have the opportunity again. That's right. I thought it was rather refreshing because normally she goes, this idea that kids sit in their room or just talk on their or work with their phones, be communicating with friends through their phones. She says it's refreshing to see young people out on the beach doing stupid stuff. That's a kind of a small translation of it. And that people should get this out of their system when they're young. I kind of agree to that. What happened to life, right? People used to do crazy stuff. One of the craziest things that I look back on now that I would never, ever, ever do now was when I went to North Carolina to go to school, we'd go hitchhiking all over we didn't have cars, so we'd just stick out our thumbs and hitch a ride to wherever. Some of the dumbest stuff I ever did. One time I hitched all the way from North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, to Boston, Massachusetts to surprise my parents. Boy, were they surprised! I never told them I hitched. I told them I was riding with friends, of course. But some of the people, and I was hitching with a friend that was a guy. He goes, if you're going to do this, then I'm going to go with you. And I said, well, I'm doing it. I look back on that experience now and I go, yeah, I could have ended up dead. But you know what? It was kind of exciting to be able to talk about these things. I was talking to somebody yesterday, telling them some story about, I don't remember. I was talking about my life. We were swapping old stories back in the day, right? And she goes, Ann Eller, you have really lived a life. And I said, yeah, I guess I have. Anyways, those are but Mullins McLeod is far beyond the years of something that someone should be doing. I think the other thing is the world is just not a safe place anymore. So from that standpoint, it is sad that we don't have the opportunity to be able to experience some of the things without fear of something bad happening. That's the problem. We know because we are so connected on social media that bad things happen. And right here in our own community, we've had, I think we're up to 3 deaths right now. Probably the saddest one was the group of high school, early college students that were gathered right over there at Kim's Kitchen, had rented the place for a birthday party, and a random shooter shot through the building and killed that very, very successful Emerald High School student who was on his way to college at Lander, had a really bright future, and due to no fault of his own, he just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So life is so different. I don't ever remember being afraid or having something that said, oh my God, you shouldn't be doing this. This is terrible. It was, life is to be lived with all gusto. And I feel sad, I think, for our kids that don't have so much of that opportunity today. But anyways, that's one story out there. There are some more stories, of course, out there. big thing going on about how many candidates are actually going to be at the Newberry debate. They're actually having some. I don't understand this. If you are in the race, and this is a Republican debate, it's not a Democratic debate. It's not an all on the same platform, all on the same stage. It's a Republican debate. Why would you not show up for the debate? Now, they have made some rulings that are not allowing everybody to be part of the debate. For example, you have to have raised $100,000. You have to have X amount of contributors, 250 contributors with $50. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that we set these limits. I can understand on the low end why you send that, because if a candidate is not really doing very well in the polls, or does not have enough money or enough backers, then maybe that makes a difference. But if whether you have raised the money yourself, whether you are self-financing, why should you not be on the debate stage? 6 candidates have announced their intention. This is on the Republican side. 4 of those candidates have formally filed paperwork. This was yesterday. Okay. Alan Wilson, Ralph Norman have committed to appear at the Newberry Opera House in Newberry, when that is next Wednesday, April 1st, for the first of 4 SC GOP-sponsored candidate debates. As we reported last week, party rules regarding campaign contributions will preclude Low Country, South Carolina businessman Ram Reddy, founder of the since scuttled Doge SC movement, from participating in the debate. Josh Kimbrell is also unlikely to qualify for the forum, given how few people have contributed to his campaign. As we've talked about, the rules that have been laid down, they must have raised a minimum of $100,000 from donors, to include at least 250 unique donors contributing a minimum of $50 each. 2 candidates who have qualified based on those conditions, Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette and 1st District Congresswoman Nancy Mace, still have not indicated whether they will participate in the debate. I find this, if you're qualified, you have no excuse not to be there. Evette's refusal to confirm her participation in an interview with the Charleston SC Post and Courier drew a sharp rebuke from Norman's campaign. I learned from the press today that Lieutenant Governor Evette is saying she won't show up at the debate next week, Norman said. She's dodging the debate like she dodges questions about the legislative pay increase, and goes on and talks about some of the other things that she has in her campaign. All candidates should debate, but a debate between 2 candidates should wait until the runoff. If another candidate wants to join Alan and me, I'll gladly see y'all in Newberry next week. That is Representative Ralph Norman. Wilson's campaign did not specify any of his gubernatorial rivals by name, but a statement from one of his top campaign officials made it clear that declining the invitation was tantamount to dereliction of duty. Just like Alan Wilson said on his interview here Monday night, right here in studio on WCRS, Alan Wilson is calling this a job interview, and the people of South Carolina are the ones doing the hiring. So if candidates don't show up on the debate stage, what are they hiding? 1 week from today, Attorney General Wilson will take the debate stage, share his plan to make South Carolina affordable. Of course, there's a lot of jockeying for position here, But I do find this interesting. Getting on that debate stage is an opportunity to really see how you stack up in a debate, which I think is important. It is the first debate. So they have one April 1st. They have one April 21st in Charleston. They have one May 26th in Spartanburg. And June 16th, if they have a runoff, there will be one in Conway, South Carolina, and most likely there will be one in Conway. This is an opportunity to get on that stage, and if you don't do well, you will have the opportunity on another debate stage, like the 21st in Charleston, like May 26th in Spartanburg. So this, if nothing else, could be a little testing, putting your toes in the water and testing the water and making sure that you got things right. So I'm a little perturbed as to why Nancy Mace and the lieutenant governor, Nancy Mace never has any fear of anything. She doesn't come across that way. Why is she not wanting to be on the debate stage? Or is she just being dramatic and, well, next Monday she'll decide she will jump in? But recent polling in this race shows Wilson and Mace tied at the top of the field with roughly 22% support each. Evan in third place at 16%, while Norman is clocked in at 11% and Kimbrell at 3%. Those numbers were taken before Norman started his initial advertising blitz, and yes, he is out there on every media. Of note, I did say that I thought Norman was going to be one to watch, that he was waiting until it actually was primary and people were signed up to run. So I think you're going to see a lot of jockeying in the field here to see who is going to be the candidate. Is Rahm Reddy the candidate? Rahm will not be on the stage because, quote, he is self-financing. I just find that wrong. And I don't know whether he's going to fight that or whatever. He's self-financing. He's got enough money to do it. Why does he have to have donors if he doesn't want to have donors? But, so will all the candidates appear on stage? This election is a job interview, and it is disappointing the Republican Party would seek to limit participation in these debates, just as it is disappointing some candidates who are qualified would seek to find an excuse not to appear. FYI, Josh Kimbrell is at 3%. He probably won't be allowed into the debate because he doesn't have enough supporters supporting him. But Nancy Mace, Pamela Evatt, I think you better sign up for the debates. You need to be there. All right, that's a couple of things as far as politics. We're going to be, of course, covering lots of politics along the way and just trying to make sure that you know what is going on. There is a lot of conversation about this. I'm not even going to talk about it, but about how the Senate was trading votes on the hemp bill, the THC bill that they forwarded to the House, on putting up a bathroom bill. Really? Why should they even have to do that? This is, this is like unbelievable. They have a bathroom bill down there that the House passed a month or so ago, saying that you have to be the same, only one sex, male or female, may be in the restrooms in a bathroom, and that doesn't seem like in colleges and in schools. That does not seem like a big lift here. A big lift. It would be for kindergarten through 12th grade and in colleges. So that does not seem like a big lift to me. But the Senate, for some reason, hadn't taken it up. But in order to change the vote that they had on the hemp bill. They supposedly said they would bring that bill up. If somebody would vote, if someone on the Senate would vote for this hemp bill, then they would bring the bathroom bill to the floor. What a bunch of crock of crap. There you go. I said it. But anyways, I'm not going to bother to talk about it, but there'll be more out there about that for sure. I really don't know what it's going to take to get people to act right. Do you? I don't really know why we have. South Carolina Senate approves a bill restricting transgender bathroom use at K through 12 schools and colleges. That was the one we just talked about. So there are a lot of things going on in our community. There's a lot of things going on in our community. Oh, and I just got somebody on Facebook, somebody named James Long says, big news coming regarding our local politics coming soon. So, well, that sounds, we'll be all ears right here in Greenwood, right here on WCRS. So, James Long, we would, of course, love to hear about what your big news is. I think the big news, not to spoil anything, not to be a spoiler here this morning, I think that James is considering running for mayor of Greenwood, South Carolina. You may have heard me at some times talking about the fact that that something like this may be coming down. I hope that James gets some really good advice on how to run his campaign. And I would like to add that if you are running, and we would love for you to be one of the candidates that comes on, talks about your campaign. And of course, we are always open on WCRS with advertising for advertising dollars. So do not hesitate to contact us, 864-332-9355. That's 864-332-9355. We would, of course, entertain all candidates advertising on WCRS. It's good for WCRS, and it's definitely good for you. Hey, I'm Ann Eller right here with you this morning. We are going to... We are waiting to see how this goes. Now, just for the record, the governor's race, it is not under the partisan, meaning you're not a Republican or a Democrat. That office is a nonpartisan race. So they will not be signing up till, the 1st of April? I think that's when that starts. But they are not part of the partisan race, meaning you cannot sign up to run for governor till after March 31st at noontime. Then they open up another window for the nonpartisan races, which are city council or nonpartisan races. There are a few other races that are considered nonpartisan. The mayor's race is nonpartisan also. So just a little FYI there for you. Okay, let's see. Let's just check one thing here, see if I've missed. I always miss something because there's so much going on. But a lot of people are certainly enjoying being out of school, taking a break here. I know a lot of travel has been nixed because of what is happening with this shutdown in Washington, D.C. It seems sad to me. It seems very sad to me that they have not resolved this. This is terrible. This is terrible that we do not have this resolved. However, when it does get resolved, I hope people are going to remember how this has happened. Somebody was telling me it was both sides' fault last night. I have to say I kind of disagree. If the Democrats would come to the table, this would already be resolved. The problem is the Democrats do not want to come to the table. And when the Republicans offer things to make things more palatable to them, what happens then? Then they move the goalpost and say this is not enough. The art of the deal. The art of the deal is something that all people need to understand. And the very fact that we don't understand it, and we have people who were TSA agents that now, according to the news, living in their cars, getting thrown out of apartments, people that were just on the very edge of holding everything together and with not getting paid. For as long as they're not getting paid, this has been a travesty. Across our state in South Carolina, and I'm sure other states are doing stuff too. They are taking gift cards, they are taking food. I know at Greenville Spartanburg Airport, they have collection points there, and I think I read something yesterday going across the state. They were going to be doing collections to help the TSA agents that have either had to walk away. Friday, tomorrow, is another paycheck that doesn't look promising right now, that they will get paid. How can you expect people to continue to work with no pay? Well, we've already lost at least 500 TSA agents, which long term, this is going to be something that is going to hurt us even when they come back to work. Those that actually quit, Will they be rehired? What will happen? Those are all big, big questions. Instead of looking at the past, I put myself ahead 20 years and try to look at what I need to do now in order to get there then. Who said that? The one and only Diana Ross. That's a good one. Instead of looking at the past, I put myself ahead 20 years and try to look at what I need to do in order to get there then. You always have to be forward looking. That is so, so true. All right. Greenwood today put a post on Greenwood today on their Facebook page, saying that Lindsey Graham is coming to town. And then the powers that be asked him to take it down after the cat was already out of the bag. Now, this is a private fundraiser. It is going to be at Howard's here, but I find it very interesting that after the cat is out of the bag and people are commenting saying, they're going to go and yada, 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 then the powers that be said this is a private event. It is a private event. You had to sign up for it to be part of it. I just think that's very interesting, but they said they would continue to, quote, monitor the situation and advise people of it. How did that happen? I don't know. As many political fundraisers that happen right here in South Carolina, where even the head of the Republican Party, the party people, do not know about some of these fundraisers that are going on. Lindsey Graham's coming to town. It's such a rare occurrence that it gets out there, and now the powers that be are saying, don't put that out there. We don't want all these people here. Well, they can't. I mean, it's a ticketed event, and you have to be on there. You have to be on their list in order to go to it. But that is rather humorous, isn't it? Yep, that is very humorous. It'll be interesting to see. I do know that he is only going to be here for about an hour, and supposedly has a plane to catch. Well, maybe he'll be able to catch that plane and maybe not. I do think it is terrific that, Delta and another airline are no longer giving preferential treatment to our legislators to be able to just get through the lines and get on the plane to leave all the rest of us suckers standing out here. So there you go. All right, I'm Ann Eller. This is WCRS Radio. I was just checking around to see what else is going on. I will not be here tomorrow, like I said. We'll join Armstrong and Getty at 9:30. Well, after the news, we will join them. So that's going to be what we're doing. But I will be live on Facebook. So if you are ever on Facebook, follow me. Make sure you know what I'm doing. You know, there's no tracker on my butt, but anyways, you can follow me and we'll be sure to update you with pictures, live interviews, and it's going to be a great day. I'm looking very much forward to it. So that's a biggie that is going on. I really just have a killer headache right now, folks, so I am sorry. I am not up to my usual good here today. Well, are you ever good, Ann, or are you just really bad? I think I'm really bad. When I'm good, when I'm bad, I'm really good. Who said that? Somebody actually said that. Who was it? 1920s siren. She was a flaming sexy girl. Who said that? Not you, Ann Eller. That's true, not me. But anyways, let's see. Is there anything else I really want to cover? The unveiling of the Battle of Long Canes and interpretive signage is coming up Saturday, April 18th. We'll have more information on that starting next week. So that'll be coming up. Also, don't forget the plant sales. We got oodles of plant sales that are going to be happening. One of them is coming to you from over there at the Governor's School, the Agricultural School, John Delahouse School, the South Carolina. That will be April 1st, 10 to 3, April 2nd, 10 to 3, April 3rd, 9 to 2 at the South Carolina School for Agriculture at the John Delahouse School. That's going to be pretty cool. Also, micro grants. If you're an organization that wants to do something nonprofit that wants to work on parts of keeping Greenwood County beautiful, make sure you check with them on that. And Adoption Week through today, the 26th, 50% off all adoption fees at the Humane Society with dry or canned kitten food donations, 3/24 through 3/26, 11 to 3, and 3/28, 12 to 3. So that is Saturday, 12 to 3. So they would love to make sure we get a cat, a kitten, a puppy, a dog. They certainly have a lot of them. Also, the South Carolina Forestry Commission has issued a red flag fire alert. Fire alert. Please do not be burning. We are very dry, and we know that that is true. So that is going on. Faith Home is having their fish fry and plant sale this Saturday. They have oodles of flowers, baskets, etc. Big boy, and they're having tomato plants. They've got big, gallon-sized tomatoes that are going to be gallon tomato plants, big boy and beefsteak, only $5 each. Hanging baskets, peppers, marigolds, sweet potato, dianthus, coleus, and many others will be out there at terrific good prices. That is Saturday starting at 11 a.m. They also have the fish fry going on. The fish fry is also going on Saturday. All of that is at the resale store right there on Montague Extension. Make sure you check that out. Oh, I am I hope you go back and listen to Alan Wilson's interview. It is now posted. I think we're totally caught up on the website, WCRS1450am.net. All of our interviews, all of the shows I do, live shows. Well, they're not dead shows, Ann. Well, that is true. So all the live shows are right there on our website as well as on our Facebook page. But, on Facebook, most of the interviews are gone after 30 days. So we post them immediately, or as close to immediately as we can, right there on our website, WCRS1450am.net. FYI, we just saw a mock-up of our website last night. Kind of excited. It's going to be different. It's going to be a lot easier to navigate. So stay tuned. We'll be unveiling that very, very, very soon. Chick-fil-A is having their grand opening on April 15th. I find interesting, originally they were supposed to open on April 1st, which would have been April Fool's Day. That was kind of an interesting date. Now they had to postpone it a little bit because of the rain that we were having, parking lot issues, etc. But if you've driven by the new location where the old Sharp Facets used to be, boom, you will see a Chick-fil-A that is coming along just fine, but their new target date is April 15th. April 15th. So I find that most interesting. That's tax day. Why'd you choose that day? But anyways, they want to get open. We're excited that they're opening down here on our end of the bypass. Now, I don't know if you've been by the mall lately, but those that said it was a Chipotle and a mattress store, they were right. Chipotle is coming to Greenwood, South Carolina. They're right there in the spot, right there in front of Belk's, literally right across from where Chick-fil-A is down there at the mall. How long does it take to build a Chipotle and a mattress store? That is my question. Wow. Yes, they are both there. Why would we have a mattress store and a Chipotle in the same thing? Are they saying anything? Do you need to go to lay down after having a meal at Chipotle? I don't know, folks, but it seems like an odd combination. But anyways, and I have not heard a target date. If anybody knows a target date, when they might be opening, June, July, August. I mean, let's just keep this rolling. What do we got? We got Starbucks down here at New Spring. That's been ready for months. And then I found out that there was, I've heard two different things, but I'll just leave it be. I've heard two different things, but hopefully they are getting close to opening. And, of course, Groucho's Deli opened up down here on the bypass right next to not Capri's, Newell's Music. Very quietly, I might add, very quietly, but they are open on the bypass. So it is interesting how things sway and move up and down the bypass. If you've been here long enough, you know what I'm talking about. That's going to do it for me. I hope you have a good day. This afternoon, we are going to have a great interview. Dr. Valente is going to be with us with the ENT through Self Regional Hospital. We're going to be talking about allergies, hearing. I think we're going to be talking about all these issues, so make sure you tune in to get the latest and greatest right here on WCRS Radio. I appreciate y'all you tuning in this morning. Sorry, I'm a little bit, I am a little bit under the weather here and not feeling my best this morning. But I powered through, even without my phone, even without all the things that I need to do this show. I did it, and I am proud. Have a great day. This is WCRS right here this is WCRS right here live on Facebook at WCRS Radio. You can always go back and check anything I've ever said. It's all on the website. Most of it for a period of time is on Facebook. So sign up, follow us on Facebook, WCRS Radio. If you want to follow me personally, woohoo, that would be exciting. And ANNE Eller, ELLER. I look forward to seeing you soon. Now, I got to go have a good cup of coffee and see if I can shake this headache. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.